What's good, everybody? Chris Brooks back here in the 615 Prep Studio in Hermitage. Hope you had a great night at the games and enjoyed them. I know we did, and let's not waste any time and get you right to the scoreboard and start with a game that played last night. Procona 38-19 winner over Cane Ridge. Plenty more scores to show you, so let's get right to them. Lebanon, a 50-6 winner over Antioch. Blue Devils with a big win in week one. BGA, a 42-32 winner at Nolensville, so a good start for the Wildcats in their season opener. Brentwood Academy on the road at Florence, Alabama, a 35-18 winner. And the Eagles are 1-0. Blackman, and probably the game of the night, a back-and-forth showdown against Brentwood. The Blaze come out 38-35 winners. Chandler Tigard, first win as head coach of the Blackman Blaze, who go to 1-0 on the year. Brentwood falling to 0-1. They're at Father Ryan, or they're at home against Father Ryan next week. Check that. Monterey defeats Cannon County 35-6. Cannon County hosts Cascade next week. Clarksville, a 21-6 winner at McGavock. Wildcats host Springfield in our spotlight game of the week in week two. Davidson Academy at home, 42-7 over Columbia Academy. The Bears on the road at Boyd Buchanan next week, while Columbia Academy hosting Waverly. CPA, a 48-21 winner at Independence. This one was close for a little while, but the Lions pulled away in the second half. CPA hosting Brentwood Academy next week. Independence on the road at Lipscomb Academy. Creekwood, a 27-14 win over Dickson County as the Red Hawks get their season open on the right foot. They're home against Columbia next week. Creekwood on the road at Fairview. East Hickman knocks off Mount Pleasant 35-21 tonight. Mount Pleasant traveling to Scotts Hill in week two. Father Ryan, a 35-6 winner at home over East Nashville. The Irish at Brentwood next week. East Nashville hosting Stewart's Creek. Macon County, a 34-12 winner over East Robertson. The Tigers at Westmoreland next week, while East Robertson hosting White House Heritage. Ensworth, a 40-0 shutout winner over ECS tonight. And the Tigers will travel to Baylor next week in week number two. Clarksville Academy, a 30-10 winner over First Assembly Christian School tonight. The Cougars traveling to Webb School next week, and they'll do so 1-0. Battle of 840. Page takes this one 28-20 to get a little bit of revenge on the Yellowjackets from last year's opening loss. Fairview hosting Creekwood, as we said earlier. Page traveling to Franklin in week two. Beech at home, a 20-7 winner over Farragut. The Buccaneers will host Henry County next week in a big rivalry game there. And Farragut will head back home 0-1. Eagleville, a 14-0 loss at home to Forest tonight. Eagles 0-1 and will host Houston County next week. Nashville Christian at home, a 45-21 winner over FRA. Eagles will host Good Pasture, while FRA on the road at Silverdale Academy. Riverdale, a 37-0 winner over Franklin. And the Warriors open their season with a shutout victory over the Admirals. 1-0 for Riverdale. They're at Rossview next. They host Rossview, excuse me. It is after midnight. Riverdale hosting Rossview next week. Franklin will get Page at home. Mount Juliet defeating Gallatin tonight, 34-13. The Golden Bears getting Maplewood at home next week. Gallatin gets Blackman at the Wave Yard. Cheatham County, a big winner, 54-8 over Glencliff at home. The Cubs 1-0 and traveling to Harpeth next week, while Glencliff, falling to 0-1, will host Whites Creek. Do not adjust your screen. This is a correct score. Lipscomb Academy, 76. Greater Atlanta Christian, 7. Most of Lipscomb Academy's scoring came in the first half. In fact, they only had 14 second-half points, so you can imagine, you can do the math there. Lipscomb Academy gets Independence at home next week in their home opener. Springfield, a 41-0 winner over Greenbrier, an impressive opener for the Yellowjackets, who, like we said earlier, are in our spotlight game next week at Clarksville. Joe Burns, a shutout winner over Harpeth, 14-0. The Red Devils get McEwen at home next week, while Harpeth will host Cheatham County. Pope John Paul II, 49-28 winners over Hillsborough. The Knights get Peter Youth Alliance at home in week 2, while Hillsborough will travel to Station Camp. Kenwood piling up some points tonight, 65-7 over Hillwood. The Knights with a big opener. They'll host Green Hill next week, while Hillwood gets McGavock at home. Maplewood, a winner on the road at Hunter's Lane, 30-22, with the Panthers opening on the right foot. They'll head to Mount Juliet next week, while Hunter's Lane will travel to Sycamore. Columbia Falls at home to Marshall County, 30-23 tonight. Columbia on the road at Dickson County next week. One of the big ones of the night, NBA doubling up Ravenwood 56-28. A Big Red with a big win in a game that was supposed to be at Ravenwood, but their turf field not done this week. So NBA's turf becomes the site of this rather big win for the Big Red. So NBA will get Pearl County home next week. Ravenwood will travel to BGA, looking for the first win. Our spotlight game of the night, unfortunately, didn't turn out to be a good one. DCA 48-16 winners over Middle Tennessee Christian. This one got out of hand late in the first half, and DCA rolled to a big win over Middle Tennessee Christian. Wildcats are at home against Harding Academy next week. Middle Tennessee Christian gets Grace Christian on the road in week 2. Oakland, a 42-7 winner at Hendersonville. Patriots have a long road trip next week. They're going to play Madison Ridgeland Academy out of Mississippi on the road next Saturday, while Hendersonville heads north to Kentucky to play South Warren. Centennial, another shutout win tonight, 40-0 for the Cougars over Overton. Overton will get back home against Stratford for their opener on their own field. Centennial traveling to Lincoln County in week 2. Rockville, 43 points for the Rockets. Big opening win for Rick Rice and his crew. They win 43-20 at Laverne. And the Rockets will travel to Smyrna next Thursday night, while Laverne will host Siegel on Friday. Siegel with a win on the road, 29-21 at Green Hill. The Stars get a win. They'll head to Laverne. Green Hill will travel to Kenwood. Low-scoring game at Stewart's Creek. Smyrna, a 14-12 winner over the Red Hawks in a battle for city supremacy. Game that didn't get played last year because of COVID reasons. Big rivalry game of the city. Smyrna gets this one, 14-12 tonight. Smyrna hosts Rockville on Thursday, as we said earlier. Stewart's Creek travels to East Nashville. Greenwood, Kentucky knocks off Springfield 55-32. The Raiders come back home and will host Summit in a rivalry game next week. Station Camp has not won a regularly scheduled regular season game since 2018. That streak ended tonight with a 14-7 win at White House. The Blue Devils will lick their wounds at Greenbrier next week, while Station Camp will host Hillsborough. Real quick note on Station Camp. They actually did win a game last year, but it was an 11th game added at the end of the year against Hunter's Lane. So I want to clarify that just to make sure you get that point. Stewart County, a 35-0 shutout win at Northwest. The Vikings are going to go to West Creek next week. Stratford, a 45-12 win over at Whites Creek. They'll get Overton on the road next week. Whites Creek will travel to Glencliff. Summit goes to Henry County and has their way with the Patriots, 50-13. Destin Wade a big night. Keaton Wade a big night. The Spartans had a big night. Just a big opener for the defending 5A champions. Their first season in 6A. It's a pretty impressive start. Low-scoring game at Friendship Christian, kind of like we expected. Trousdale County wins at 12-10. The Yellowjackets get Upperman at home at the Creek Bank next week, while Friendship Christian travels to Mount Juliet Christian. Good Pasture ekes out a 29-28 win over USJ. This was a game that was actually scheduled earlier in the week because USJ's week 1 opponent could not play due to COVID. Good Pasture didn't have a game for this week. They threw it together, and the Cougars, who did this very same thing last year, went on short notice. 29-28 winners over USJ. Watertown, a 42-20 setback at Fayetteville. The Tigers pretty much took down the Purple Tigers tonight. So One set of Tigers won, the other set of Tigers lost. Fayetteville gets this win. Watertown is back home against Gordonsville in week 2. Northeast, and another big score tonight, 62-18 over West Creek. West Creek at home against Northwest. Northeast at Montgomery Central in week 2. Late field goal for Portland gives the Panthers a 31-28 win over visiting Westmoreland. A little bit of a Southern County rivalry there. Westmoreland will host Macon County next week. Portland will host East Hamilton. White House Heritage goes into Kentucky, knocks off Allen County 39-20. When the Patriots get their first win, they'll head to East Robertson next week. Wilson Central, 17-3 winners on the road to Rossview, with the Wildcats coming back next week for a Wilson County showdown with Lebanon. Rossview will head to Riverdale for their road opener. And that's all the scores for Friday. There is one game on Saturday. We'll show you that real quick. Smith County and Gordonsville going to have the night all to themselves over there in Gordonsville. Should be a great atmosphere. We'll be there as well. Looking forward to that one for sure. Guys, it's week 1's always interesting because you have some upsets. You have some surprises. You have some surprises, and sometimes things don't go as you plan, but big night for a lot of teams. So definitely looking forward to week 2. We still have one game left, and Smith County Gordonsville wraps us up for the weekend on Saturday. So thank you guys for watching. We will see you all on the Midstate 48 next week, and keep it right here, 615 Preps YouTube channel, 615preps.com for more from week 1. We'll have a lot of stuff on the website over the weekend, so stay tuned for that. Also, Player of the Week voting will be coming up pretty soon as well, so keep an eye out for those guys. So thanks for watching. Have a great night. We will talk to you soon.